I have an unpopular opinion. I'm anti-vax, but I don't believe vaccines cause autism or don't work. I'm anti-vax because I believe disease is here for a reason. Population control. Plus, we're just creating superbugs. Nothing says a mother's love better than letting your kids die in the name of population control. Special thank you to Holly Miller, McPuffin, and Kaori Ann Mori for supporting the channel and supporting my content. Thank you so much, guys. How's it going, everybody, and welcome back to another subreddit video. Today, we are taking another look at r/insaneparents. Yay. Insane parents, my favorite. So get ready to get angry because these people shouldn't be parents, and they are. Welcome to Insane Parents. The calling. So many people are confused about their calling. Mine is to stay in good enough shape to hammer any teenage boy thinking he's not going to treat my granddaughters like royalty. I'm looking forward to hearing what the three of us will be doing on date nights. I'll just make sure the evening goes as I plan until I bring them back to their parents safely. I'll decide if there is a second date. Lol. I will be the chauffeur. The princess will sit in the front seat with me, and the young man will sit in the back and have time to reflect on the evening's events and the price it will cost him to date royalty. Oh, I forgot. This starts when they are 25. Unless it's straight to the altar, then it can be sooner. An arranged marriage is acceptable. No! Don't get involved in kids' relationships, especially your grandkids' relationships. It has nothing to do with you. Especially making sure your granddaughter doesn't date until the age of 25. What is it with people's over obsessions with their kids' relationships? I don't understand it. Did you date before the age of 25? That means you're exactly the guy you're worried about your daughter dating before the age of 25 because you did it to someone else's daughter/granddaughter. Stop it. Let people date. Let people make mistakes. It's all part of growth. It's how people become human beings. If you stop people dating from before the age of 25, they're either going to become really weird and not understand how relationships work. No, that's about it. That, or they're going to pretend that they're not dating and they're actually sneaking out and are really good liars. Just don't get involved. We used a foot-long strap. As soon as he begins having a temper tantrum, spank him hard on the bottom. If he continues to have a tantrum, keep spanking him on the bottom until he completely stops, with breaks in between and telling him to stop. It may take a long time the first time, but will be well worth your effort. He will know he can't get away with it anymore. Some states only allow a hand, so make sure you are in a state that allows more than a hand, since a rod works much better than a hand. Nothing says motherly love like abusing your child physically, huh? Don't beat children. It doesn't accomplish anything. Again, punishing your children for doing things that every child does is just gonna make your child a better liar. It doesn't create a better behaved child. It creates usually a worse behaved child that you just don't know is poorly behaved. Stop it. You don't need to beat a child. It's a child. Let's make an assumption here. A child is anybody between the age of like 2 to 13, right? They're at that age where they're gonna make mistakes because they're learning how to function as a human. They don't need to be beat up for it. These people shouldn't have kids. They really shouldn't. I feel like a human. Simple as that. Nothing more, nothing less. Welcome to the club then. So what makes you want to reject that you were created male and masculinity in general? What makes you feel less male? I don't know how to answer that. Yes, I feel human too. That's it. Nothing more and nothing less. Just human. Me. Then I would guess there isn't an answer. Is it because being a white male is seen as toxic so often? Evil? Bad? How about you quit strawmanning and get on with accepting my gender identity? I believe the context of this was they're non-binary and their parents weren't accepting that. And it's hard to explain how it feels to be non-binary. I would know this. I am non-binary. We don't need to associate with any one gender to decide how we want to live. Something people don't realize is that if you introduce yourself as any one gender, then there are immediate implications that are put upon you. There is an immediate image before someone's even met you. If you say you're a man or a woman, there is an immediate image that is met with that. Whereas if you leave that out, then it's an unnecessary detail. They don't need to form an image based on your gender identity before they've even met you, because that's not important. If I want to do certain things that are not associated with being a male, I can do those things without having to worry about people immediately envisioning me as a man or a woman. The same with doing other things, but allowing them to be normal because I don't care whether they're for a specific gender. This is my way of not identifying in the ways that society thinks I should identify because of how I was born. I'm happy to be they, them. And so I shall be. It's a hard thing to put into words, but I tried. Ugh, I'm venting because, well, I can. I'm glad I never had girls. I'm so glad God chose me to have a boy. Cause y'all, I wanna choke my SO little 7-year-old girl. I cannot stand her. I've tried talking to her, tried bonding with her, but OMG, I just can't. I came from a broken home with 3 sisters of my own, but OMG, I can't. I just can't. She's gonna be the reason I break up with him. Her attitude, and when I tell him to talk to her, he's like, I have. But the little still gets on my nerves, and if I say something to him, he gets frustrated at me. We only see her on weekends, but Jesus, I'm over her attitude. I'm tired of her thinking she's cute running to daddy. I'm tired of her just not respecting me, and no one standing behind me and what I say. She's the reason why I never wanted a girl, because I can't handle her. He has 3 kids. The smallest girl were good, but her, I've tried taking her shopping and all she wants is tight, ugly clothes. I can't come to common ground with this girl. I'm over it. Imagine being so insecure as an adult that you have to go on Facebook, a public platform, and rant about a 7-year-old. Not even your own 7-year-old. So she doesn't like the same clothes as you. That's her choice. So you don't get on with her. She's a 7-year-old. Get over it. You're a fully grown adult, okay? You can get past this. She's a child, okay? I don't understand adults that have full-blown beef with children. It's pathetic. It really is. Get over it. Seriously, she's a 7-year-old. What the f*** is non-binary? And why do we have to call it or they, so they nor feel special enough in life? These kids nowadays all need help, WTF. OMG, are you serious? Some people don't relate to any gender, so they prefer they. It's not that hard to understand. Yeah, it really is that simple. I mean, come on. Gender norms are so outdated. It's such a weird thing to put on people, and it's not even like they're outdated, but they're modern outdated, you know? Because I've been through this. Gender norms are a new problem created in the last couple thousand years, right? This is a Christian thing, because before that, every culture has had transgender people. So many cultures have had third genders or extra genders. I mean, look at Hawaiian culture or similar cultures. I've talked about this before. They have a third gender. Look at the fact that in ancient Egypt and in ancient Greece, they had literal priests who were transgender. Like, it's not a new thing, and I just don't understand why people struggle so much to refuse to just call people how they want to be called. It's like people that dead name trans people. Like, it's not hard to just call them by their new name. And it bothers me because if a cis person changes their name legally just because they wanted a new name, it's respectful and normal to call them by their new name because they've gone to deed poll or whatever, changed their name. That's how they want to be known. That's just normal for you to call them by their new name because that's what they want to be called. However, when it comes to trans people doing that, suddenly it's an issue and it's not normal and you should be using the name you were given and how dare you change your name. It's like, why is this okay for one group of people and suddenly it's a crime against God for another group of people? It doesn't make sense. Just let people identify how they want to be identified. It literally doesn't affect your life to call someone he, she, or they. I hope you know you're taking away my reason. Your reason away? That's ridiculous to put that on me. I'm not your child. It's ridiculous? Get me close all again, then drop me off the face of the earth? I didn't drop you off the face of the earth. I'm busy with my child. You cannot put that kind of thing on me. Apparently this is like their drunk, abusive dad, and he's saying that his reason for living is them. And I just want to address this. If you are struggling with a reason to live, do not have a child. If you are struggling with a marriage, do not have a child. Do not expect a child to fix your life for you, because that is not a child's responsibility. You should not be giving a baby a job before they've even been born. They are a baby. They do not need that kind of responsibility. Sort your life out, then have a kid. Or don't have a kid because you don't need one. You don't need a kid just to live your life. He is a coward. POS. I dare him to call me when... I dare you to giving to me. I will find him and kill him. This needs to stop. POS. $. You picked him up, put... Tell him to call POS. Coward. He has got to go, POS. Fat boy, yellow teeth, mole on face, ugly boy. I will shot him. You got on record. Wow. The only thing worse than her opinion of this person is her spelling. But yeah, it's another mum that is obsessed with her kid's relationship, and it does not involve you. So why do you care? Stay out of it. Good. Please transfer £15. I am waiting. I am waiting. I'm not going to be told to buy someone a gift. I'll do it on my own accord. You are up £1,400. Do it now. And that's I'm not, because I gave you £370 of it. I'll do it on my own accord. I am phoning your work tomorrow. Tell them to watch how much you eat and that you are bulimic. Wow. So they didn't send their mum some money, so their mum's calling their work and telling them they're bulimic. That's manipulative and borderline blackmail. Why should your child be entitled to give you money? They don't need to pay you. Get your own job. You're an adult, right? Just saying. I broke my laptop and I haven't been able to do much photography homework while it's getting fixed. I'm not sure how I'm going to be able to do it when I'm at yours if I don't have Wi-Fi. Look, you two give excuses all you want. I give up. I don't give a shit anymore. Be a red. Do not contact me again. Bye. And yes, I'll always love you. Now you are blocked. I wasn't making excuses. I was only voicing my concerns about my homework to my father because I'm just a little bit stressed about everything. That's all. I really love the yes, I'll always love you blocked. I hate that. That's awful. That makes me angry. He's losing the argument. He knows that he isn't in the right here. So he's ending it with, I'll always love you blocked, so that he's the bigger man because he'll always love them and they can't make any points in argument to that. I just, whatever. It's fine. They're probably better off being blocked by him anyway. They don't need him. Asking the kids if they have homework. Kyra says yes. Theo says no. Kyra, why do you never have homework? Theo, because I do it all at school. Why do you think I'm getting such good grades in class? Me, because you blow the teacher. Both kids stop and look at me. I try backpedaling on my words, but they both crack up laughing. Me, oh my god, I'm such a terrible mother. I'm so great. No wonder my kids are scared. I'm a terrible mother. I'm so great. Do not fit in the same sentence as each other, ma'am. I don't want to know how old these kids were for her to be making jokes like this. Just don't make jokes like this about kids, especially on a subject that is like a legitimate problem that happens. And also, look, I don't want to be mean to anyone out there named Kyra or Theo, but why do both of her children sound like she named them halfway and then gave up halfway through the name? I mean, Kyra's not so bad, I guess, but Theo feels like it's short for Theodore, which is usually a TH, or like Phoebe, or I don't know. It just feels like it's half a name. And the final post. My kids were kicked out of Costco today. They went to grab an ice cream while I shopped. I gave them my credit card, said to come find me when they got their cone. I told them where in the store I'd be. A worker came up to them and said they had to leave the store. It's a non-in-dining establishment. My youngest said, we have to find our mom first. He said, nope. You need to leave the store now. My oldest was mad and my youngest was almost in tears. Who kicks a kid out of a store without their parents present? At least find me first. Not cool, Costco. Not cool. She conveniently forgot to mention her kids are teens, and there's a zero-tolerance mask mandate in place, so eating inside isn't allowed. Yeah, I don't know, leaving details out about a story to make it seem like you're in the right is just gross. So you told your kids to get ice creams in a store where you knew there was a mask mandate. Then you made it out like they are children in your story, not teenagers, and that they were totally in the right for eating ice creams in a store during a pandemic with a mask mandate. Teenagers don't need their parents' permission to be kicked out of stores. They're teenagers. If you were really concerned about something like this, perhaps you shouldn't have left your kids alone in a store. Like, ultimately, in this story, she's making out like they're kids, but she left them alone in a store. So who's the bad guy really here? I'm just saying. And that's where I'm gonna end the video, guys. I hope you've enjoyed. If you want more videos like this, then check out my channel, I guess. If you want to support me in making more videos like this, then I have a Patreon down below, or you can click that join button. It helps a lot more than you might realize. Don't feel like you have to. Gonna keep making videos regardless. Other than that, thank you so much for watching, guys, and I will see you in the next video. Peace out.